Again, we want to take down that 4, because if we let him do his own business, he's going to start cloning enemies, and we're just going to have another giant army to deal with. But we do also want to deal with these jerks of twitting lampreys. So they're able to follow us because 2 of them were next to us. But now there are 3 of them, which is another glitch. I'm not sure exactly how that works. I guess we use freezing now instead of toast right now, because we know that we're dealing with more enemies than just a twitting lamprey. And we want to conserve toast for later. So, oh, there's another eye. I don't know where that eye came from. Here we're, again, using phasing to take a nap, and we're going to be trying to take care of that guy before he gets too far, and we're going to be taking another nap because we want to have full HP when dealing with the twitting lampreys. They're not so dangerous that you need full HP, but I may as well. Here I light them on fire. I'm not exactly sure why I do that, but yeah, that wasn't a good idea. Look how they both come back, and it's as if the battle starts all over again with me having less HP. Somehow that works. I just go into that corner and sleep. They don't follow me in. Here I do believe I actually killed them, though, finally. So, I actually use cryokinesis while they're on fire. Most of the time you want to wait for their fire to go out before you use cryokinesis, or use cryokinesis first. Here I get more ulnar stimulators, because the whole benefit of pyrokinesis in the first place is, up here's giant army again, is that it lights the enemies on fire and makes them take passive damage. Eventually the fire will go out, either that or it'll die, and if you use cryokinesis, obviously it'll put the fire out, and you'll lose out on some potential attack value. So in that way, it might be better to use, if you have both of them and you're in a very serious battle, to use cryokinesis before pyrokinesis. Then again, if you kill an enemy with pyrokinesis while the pyrokinesis is still going on, chances are it's going to be destroying tons of loot that the enemy dropped, including, almost for a fact, the corpse is going to be destroyed, but probably some other things that it drops, like bandages and weird artifacts and stuff, are going to be destroyed. Various injectors. And here I thought I had the edge on the 4, but then he summons tons more centipedes. And we finally killed the 4, so we don't have to worry about that cloneling. The 4 is a cloneling, but he does still have an army here, and there might be another cloneling. So I, again, am taking a very long time to deal with these guys. I'm not sure what... Oh, here's where I finally decided to change the battery. I guess the battery got to drained. Drained means it's empty, I think. So now we can finally confront that 4, now that we've dealt with this entire reproducible army. Or maybe the 4, maybe there is no other 4. That's probably what I'm looking for here, another 4. I run into another W, but I don't run into another 4. So finally we're able to go down here, this special dungeon. Notice how it's at the end. When you see that entrance, you know it's the entrance to this special, not randomized dungeon area that we've been to before. Notice how it's already mapped out. And these guys are not to be taken lightly. I'm shooting light at the guy, but I'm not close enough to actually deal any damage to him. That's one weakness of the light ability. It doesn't have as good range as some guns do, but guns are not always 100% accurate. In this way, both abilities actually can be used late in the game for the rest of the game. It is not where one replaces the other, even though both of them are long-range attacks. The gun that we're going to be getting later on, I know for a fact that we're going to be getting later on, is more powerful than our laser attack by a good amount, but we're not really so good with it. Those guys look like charged at us, but we only have to fight one at a time because of the way we do this. Our pyrokinesis is destroying all the loot that these guys are dropping, but most of the loot they drop we already have, or we have better versions of. Notice how the paladins take a really long time to kill, while most other types don't take a long time, because these guys have carbide armor and steel bucklers and all sorts of other really nice things, and they're also able to deal a significant amount of damage. But we are able to take them down using various mutant abilities again and again and again. The mutant abilities really give us the edge we need in this battle. And he drops that steel buckler that we're actually going to be using to replace our current look at the chain coif, or however you pronounce it, that you can put on your head. But it's not particularly useful or good, so I don't bother with it. I guess we already replaced our iron buckler with a steel buckler. Here the yellow guys are a little bit less dangerous, but it's actually a yellow guy that I died to when I was using my other guy, the Mechanist Cataclysmist, or whatever that says. Here I possess this guy, and he has teleport and precognition, so we can actually use multiple precognition enemies in order to do various shenanigans. I'm sure that it would only use one precognition file, so it would be kind of awkward to try to work with, but I'm sure there are plenty of weird things that one can do with this. Here we're dealing with more mechanists. They're using stunning abilities on us. Another reason why they're very dangerous. They can have multiple attacks when they stun you. Did I replace the iron buckler with the steel buckler yet? Here the Ds are actually fighting against the rest of the mechanists. I don't know why. They're both hostile to us, but they're also not the same team. It's almost as if there are 3 teams fighting each other, and we're the only ones on one of the teams. Sadly, they're going to get a lot of kills in, but the ones that they're killing are going to be very weak mechanists in the first place. That'll probably only give us 5 experience if we manage to kill them. So we do try to kill them using mutant abilities before they have a chance to kill each other, and in the process a lot of loot is destroyed, but I don't think such important loot is destroyed. It doesn't particularly matter what's lost, because we got a very terrible level up with that 3 HP, because for the most part we only are going to be upgrading a very little amount of our equipment here from some guaranteed items. We're also going to run into some interesting items that aren't so useful, but are interesting. Here I'm trying to look at what's destroyed, and you can actually see in the list that not much useful stuff is destroyed. I didn't check it so carefully, so you guys can tell me if I'm missing something, like, oh my god, I dropped the amulet of life saving that doesn't exist in this game, I think. But besides that, I don't think that anything amazing will be here. This would be a very good final dungeon. That's probably where a lot of the feel came from when the maker of this game made it, because everything is in this area. All the mutant abilities, everything. It's like a culmination of everything that you have seen up to this point in the game. And we're going to actually see later up here is the High Priest, the most powerful guy here, and we're not going to be dealing with him quite yet. We're actually going to take a while to deal with him, as he gets some cheap shots on us with his very special gun that we're going to want. So you guys will actually see that he's going to be shooting pink versions of our laser thing at us. That's not a mutant ability, that's his gun. Did he shoot at us yet? There he goes. Very fast, because we're in fast mode. It's already kind of fast without that. And he's actually shooting some of his friends who stupidly get in the way, which is a little bit entertaining. And looks like we're fighting someone downstairs, but that's not going so well because we can't use our mutant abilities. So we moved to the side. It turns out it actually was going pretty well. The enemy was losing a lot of HP. This guy is a beguiled creature, and at this point I come up with a brilliant plan to show off another weird glitch in this game. But of course I lost my domination, and I need precognition and domination in order to show this off. So here I'm letting this guy follow us around, and eventually we are going to dominate him. He has beguiled creature. Beguiled creature lets you make an enemy into an ally. And if an enemy uses beguiled creature, which I thought was only possible if you use debugging tools, then that comes up, and then hearts come up after that. And look, our beguiled body is following us, and it is oogling us or something. And we walk around in here, and everyone's our friend now. Of course, we go to Joppa now, everyone's going to be hating us there because we've essentially changed teams. But now that we're this guy, we can just walk around, everyone's our friend, because an enemy used Beguile on us. This is also... oh, this guy is Space-Time Vortex. I try to show that off, how terrible that can turn out, but it just doesn't let me. So I eventually give up. One thing you can do with these guys, if you have a significant amount of patience or luck, or I don't know, is you can try to form a Domination Beguile synergy effect, where you collect some of these guys who have nice abilities by using Beguile on them, having them follow you around, and then possessing them when you want to use their various abilities, like Clairvoyance. We ran into a guy earlier that had Clairvoyance. If we want, we can have that guy or someone else with not precognition, with Clairvoyance follow us around